Good morning, campers. Let's do reading. There's this sense of nervousness in this collective. There's something, it's like you're worried, you're nervous about something. It's like you know you need to do something, but you're having a little bit of self-doubt, I'm sensing. There's a lot of overthinking. They're showing me like literally just chaos in the mind. It's like you're trying to convince yourself that things will go wrong, that you're not ready. There's a little bit of this imposter syndrome peeking through as well. It's like, is this really it? Is this really true? Am I supposed to be doing this? Let's see. I want to pull couple just to see your emotion so you can tie to this message more and further, confirm what I'm sensing. And then we're going to see what's going on. Let's do 4. That's weird. That's weird. Okay, we have good energy. We have nice energy. We have King of Coins, which is what we want to see for anyone. It's really beautiful energy. And we have the Sun. So the two of those are it's very strong masculine energy, right? Non-gender specific. I always say this. But it's very strong masculine energy. It's like the sense of self-worth. You've been working on yourself, I'm hearing, and on certain things for quite some time. Maybe you've been working on self-confidence, on cultivating this energy. We have 9 of Cups, which is nice energy as well. It's just this empowerment energy, truly. And we have 8 of Cups. That's one that's a little dishonest with self, a little bit in limbo. I feel this might be just like a last blocker to be removed, just like a last. Let's do another row because the energy is really nice. It's like you've been working on your self-confidence. You've been working on your masculine energy. You've been working on your self-worth, maybe as well on your stability. 7 of Wands. It's so shiny that I never... Worth fighting for. I'm sensing dedication, lunar eclipse, about 3 months, subconscious reveal. So maybe last 3 months are important. Maybe last 3 months are the months that you've actually put in very dedicated effort. I'm sensing dedication. I'm sensing like dedication to build the self-confidence and the self-worth within you. We have 8 of Coins and 9 of Swords. Here it is. A little bit of an 8 of Coins. I'm hearing Ace of Swords. There's end judgment at the bottom of the deck. So there's a new mindset. It's just this. I'm sensing it's just a little bit of doubt before a new cycle. So we'll dive into that emotion in a moment. I think that you've been working, so this would be your energy, right? You've been working on a self, this collective, particularly and especially focusing on your self-worth, on your values, and I'm hearing setting your values straight. So going from that wounded masculine who thinks that what gives you value as a person is your money and is what you do, to that healthy masculine energy. What matters is who I am, is what I'm passionate about, is whether I'm reliable. It's like going from those matrix values of masculinity to, again, non-gender specific, you can be a female, to those values that really are true values of masculine, right? So I'm reliable, I'm responsible, I'm mature. And you've been working, I'm also feeling and that you've been working on your positivity, looking at the bright side of life, that things have, everything that happens, trying to take it positively. They just showed me Bashar, so maybe you've heard me say some of the Bashar quotes, you know, I live by Bashar, and or maybe you've been actually watching Bashar saying that, you know, life is neutral, everything is what we take and not what it actually is. It's how we receive it. It's how we want to use it, right? Building more structure, more stability in your life. But there is something that is giving you a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of like, you know, like this moment when we know we have to change and we're trying to change, and we embark on this transition process to build that self-worth, to build that stability, and now suddenly it's like life is wanting to grant you something or push you towards something, and you're having a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of nervousness about this. It's like you've been working on it so long, but now you're questioning, your overthinking mind is like questioning whether that's actually going to happen, whether I actually am good enough already, whether I'm ready. All right, let's see. Let's do a little oracle. What is it that you're nervous about? What's going on with this collective? What's going on? Unappreciated. Unappreciated and a runner. So there's definitely that would be a team for you. Lack of self-esteem, lack of appreciation. I don't want to run anymore. Maybe you've been running from things and now you've realized that it's truly been self-sabotage. I'm seeing the sabotage card as well. Escape. That whenever these two come together, escape and runner, very strong energy of avoidance. And I always say this, you know, I hate labels, but we all have a little bit of anxious and avoidance in us, and it's just those, it's easier that way to explain, but we shouldn't be really like sticking labels to ourselves or to others. You know what's at the bottom of the deck? Let's do 2 more for your first row. I think this collective, you've been running away from things. I always say this, right? A pattern is a pattern because it's subconscious. So I don't think you have been conscious that you were avoidant personality and you've been running away from things. You were just doing things the way you thought that you were supposed to do things. You didn't have the consciousness and the understanding. I'm running away from things. I'm self-sabotaging my life because I don't feel appreciated, because I don't see my self-worth and I don't see my self-value. And I think at one moment you realized that and you started working on that. You started diving deeper, whether you went to therapy or started reading self-help books. Maybe you went to a spiritual therapist, shadow work, or you started shadow work on your own, right? It's like you wanted to dive deeper. Why am I that way? I don't want to be that way. I want to change. And you have done an amazing job because the energy you're sitting in is actually very nice right now. But I'm sensing that, you know, this moment, that's what's coming to my mind. This moment when you get to that realization, right? And you're, okay, I am avoidance. I have avoidant traits. I have been running away from things. I have to change that. I have to face things in my life. And you start working on yourself. And then the moment comes when you actually no longer who you were. But it's that moment that you still look back. I always explain this when we do readings. It's like you hold 2 ropes, and it's like you don't get fully comfortable with the person that you are now, and the person from the past is like pulling you in. Have I really changed? We have values. Because if you remember, we were talking about values, that was a thing for you, that you didn't have, without you knowing, you didn't have your values straight. When it comes to healthy masculine, divine masculine, how it's supposed to look like. What does it truly mean to be a person of success, to be a provider? You didn't have that straight. I feel this collective, you do now. Let's do 1 more for your top row. mend. That's what I was sensing from the very beginning, but I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to direct this reading in a very specific way. But I think this is exactly it. I think this is masculine energy. Someone, it's like you've been working on yourself. You've come in the past cycles. You would have come into realization that your big problem was lack of true self-value. You didn't see yourself worthy of things that were presenting in life, whether that's a partner or whether it's like you, it's one of those people, is this energy. Is like you have dreams, right, that one day you're going to accomplish great things because you define your value through accomplishments. But deep down, when you dream about those things, be it a big house, a nice career, and an amazing partner, you don't really believe in your very core that you're worthy of these things. You don't see yourself as a fit for those things. So it's like you've come to realization that that was your biggest issue, that the lack of self-worth, that the how you were presenting to people, I'm hearing that it was just a facade, but in reality you've realized that you've been surrounding yourself with that energy of negativity, of karmic, of constantly complaining, life is a burden, because this is what you believed to be true. And something happened in your life to make you realize, I have been running away from the good things in my life. I have been self-sabotaging. I have been having issue with lack of self-esteem. My values were not set right. A successful person, a true masculine, is not a person who has, a beautiful car and a huge house and lots of money on their bank account, but it comes with values. It comes with that sense of stability, that security, that King of Pentacles kind of energy, right? And I feel this collective, you've been really working on that, focusing on that self-value, values in life, not escaping from things. And it's like there's something that you want to fix, there's something that you want to mend in your life. And this is where this nervousness comes in. Let's keep going. I feel it's also been a thing for this collective that you haven't appreciated life and beautiful things in life. And we have soul contracts. And now you see the beauty of things, a beauty in every day. Mistakes, that's on top of runner. Heart fog. So you would be going through, this would be a thing, maybe you have visions from your past, maybe things, mistakes, what you consider mistakes in your life. Maybe they're gossip. Maybe they're randomly appearing in your mind. It's coming to my mind, Source does that for a reason. Whenever we miss opportunity, and that's on top of that mend. So there's definitely something in this collective that you see as a missed opportunity because of your escaping, because of your self-sabotaging, and silence. So there's been a lot of silence between you and your person. I think that you have no idea, and when we have running again, intuition, I think that you've been running away from something and someone, thinking that, if it's meant to be, it's going to happen one day. And now you've come into realization that it's not exactly how it works. And the only way how you think this person feels is your intuition. So this collective, you wouldn't have a way of knowing. Maybe you have access to your person like through social media or whatever, but it's not like you have friends in common, or it's not like you spoke to this person. You don't actually know how they feel about you. You don't actually know how would they react for that kind of an offer. And I was saying that sometimes, I always say this, when we have like those two ropes, right? The past is like pulling us in a little bit still. In order to fully embody the new us, we have to forgive ourselves for who we were. We have to have gratitude towards the person that we were including those mistakes and including, you know, running away and so on and so forth, because truly it was all a soul contract. It all had to happen. Everything that happened had to happen. So you have to forgive yourself for what you did, because you're no longer this person. You would no longer do these things, right? And sometimes just about when we're about to do something, right, when we're about to fully jump in 2 feet into that new persona that we've been working on so hard, Source puts emotions and visions from the past to truly confirm that we're okay with that, right? That you're not going to see. So let's say in the past you said something to your person, or you did something and you know it was a mistake, you know you treated that person poorly, right? So Source is going to put that memory in your head to see how you're going to react. Are you going to be like, oh my God, and how could I have done this? I've done so much damage. There's no mending of things. But in reality, what we want to have is, yes, that happened. Yes, I've done that. I have to take accountability. That's something that will need to be addressed, but it doesn't change the fact that I would never do this again. I'm not this person anymore. Let's do a couple more, because I want to get more clarity, and then we're going to think. I think for this collective, hold on. I think reminiscing, confirmation, you're thinking about the past. You're thinking about things that happened. For this collective, it also would be a thing that as you look back to the moments you were escaping, it's like you're realizing your heart was really fogged. You really blocked all your emotions when it comes to this person. Reflection, double confirmation. You're reflecting on your mistakes. You're reflecting on moments when you run away. You're reflecting on everything that happened. And for this collective, it also would be a thing, because we do have gossip. So it would be a thing. I don't think it's, I think it's more we have hope and we have beauty. That's nice. So that with that heart fog, remember what I said? It's like you no longer want to escape from beautiful things in life. You started believing and having hope that you deserve those things, that you actually can have those things. Bottom of the deck. With that gossip, you know what I was thinking? It's more about that you realized one point at this journey that you really build your values and your understanding of values. What's success? Remember what we mentioned. What's success? What does it mean to be successful? What does it mean to be a true man? Around what people around you were saying, without you knowing that those were low vibrational karmic people. Neglected. It just came to my mind that maybe a detail for some of you, maybe, you know, one of those realizations moments, maybe you were actually struggling in life with something. Maybe you embarked on the journey of self-perfection, of healing, of realizations of your mistakes, of your patterns. And maybe something happened at one point and you really needed a friend, you really needed support in your life. And most people around you neglected you. It's like people that... it's that moment of realization, you know, that I've been building my world and a set of values based on what those people were saying, right? So maybe you had your circle of people, like circle of friends. I'm seeing like someone like circle of friends that you truly treat them as family, right? Like family members. So maybe you had like a very strong group of friends that, you know, you would always go out together, you would spend your time together. Maybe those are the people that would, you know, give you advice on love and on your person on your mind, on that lost opportunity. Maybe those are people that, you know, maybe some of those people were older or more established. I'm hearing it can be a detail for some of you. It's like you were looking up to those people and you're like, they would know more, right? And maybe they were giving you advice about life, about values, about work, about love. And when you actually started putting more effort into yourself and changing and wanting to have a better life, and it's like something happened. I'm seeing like an event, like something happened that you really needed those friends. You really needed that support. You really needed, like a pat on the back, and they were not there. They neglected you. It's like that situation when, someone encourages you to do something, and then when you do it and you need their support, they're not there. I want one more. I want one more. Overwhelmed. This is where and healing at the bottom of the deck. Healing and forgiveness, that's beautiful. I feel you're working on that true forgiveness to yourself, that true understanding that things happen because they had to happen. We have overwhelmed on top of that missed opportunity, and on top of that meant. I feel that this collective, this is what's overwhelming you. Nothing else in life. I feel you've been working really hard on building your character, setting your values straight, working on your patterns, on that. There's a lot of self-reflection in this collective. It's like you're looking, now you understand why you did things that you did. You understand the behavioral patterns. You would understand the shadows, the traumas. You would have worked through this. And there's, again, this strong energy of this avoidance, running away, self-sabotage. It's like you now know why this happened. Your first opening card, unappreciated, lack of self-worth, lack of self-value. So it's like you've really made a big change in your life. The fact that sometimes we don't realize how big of a thing it is that, and I always talk about this, shadows will never disappear, right? What we need to do and what we learn to do through shadow work is to tame those shadows, is to have control over those shadows. They're no longer running the show. They're in the background where shadows are supposed to be, right? Shadows, they need to exist. There's no light without shadow. But we're in control now. So it's like maybe you're now through this journey, it's like you're wanting too much from yourself. But in reality, the fact that you are self-aware, the fact that I have avoidant tendencies. I tend to avoid emotion. I tend to avoid being vulnerable. I tend to avoid good things in my life, and it comes from lack of self-value. But now I know it's a shadow. I have to say to the shadow, shh, be quiet, whenever it emerges in situations, right? And I feel like this is really heavy on your mind, that missed opportunity with someone, a relationship that you want to mend, and it's making you overwhelmed. All right. What is it that we want to do? What is it that we want to do? Let's ask what's going on in that connection. So we have more information. And then I want to grab another deck. And then we're going to do some guidance for you. Okay? So let's see. The relationship that the collective wants to mend. What's going on in that connection currently? Oh my God. What's going on? I really don't like when I don't want to take off the sign cards from this deck, but one more. I'm just going to put them aside because we have Capricorn and we have Gemini. That may be a detail for some of you. but those might be shadows as well that kind of were a blocker between you and your person. So I'll just quickly go through this: pessimistic, work obsessed, stubborn, greedy, prideful, dismissive, rigid, and cheap. And for Gemini, we have indecisive, impulsive, unreliable, nosy, bored easily, unstable. So maybe those are the things that that came through. But what we have divine timing. This is the first one that that came through. Believes union will happen when it needs to. The universe is placing people, things, challenges, and more into your life when you can handle them. Believe that everything in life happens at exactly the right moment. So maybe you have that belief. Maybe you always believe that you would be reunited with this person in divine timing, that challenges are happening for you to grow, for you to learn. Maybe you've been sitting in this emotion of, I am subconsciously or consciously, but I am trying to be a better person to one day be reunited with my person, with that missed opportunity, right? We have mentally materialistic. Number 50, number 26. More concerned with what people think of them, their status in life, obsessively focused on money, or cares deeply about owning luxury goods. I think this was your blockage. Because we've been talking a lot about values. So maybe in the past, as you met this person, maybe you thought this person would be someone who would be impressed by money. Maybe this person was in a better financial situation as you were. So you thought that you didn't have anything to offer, because in your mind, everything that you could offer would be money, because you had a very materialistic. I think I'm hearing that this collective, you thought your outlook was realistic, but in reality it was very materialistic. All this person wanted was the actual values, the love, the time, the care, the compassion, the consideration, right? And you were constantly focused on materialistic goods. But what I also looked at in this card, more concerned with what people think and their status in life. I think this is it, and I'm my mind is going back to those friends. So maybe that's something that you were more worried about what people will think. You were, however you were deciding to direct your life without you knowing, including direct your relationship with this person, you weren't thinking about what is it that I want and what is it that I feel, but what my friends are going to think. They're going to think I'm crazy. They're not agreeing with this. Do you know what I mean? It's like you were worried more about how people would see you than whether you're actually happy. So when you were thinking about your future, things that you want to achieve, you would maybe be thinking about, one day I'm going to, like, I don't know why I just heard return to my hometown. So maybe you're not living in your hometown. That may be a detail for some of you. I'm going to come back and I'm going to prove that I've achieved this and I've achieved that, and I have this and that, and I've worked hard, and it actually, you know, now I'm a successful person. So you would, without you knowing, care about what other people think. And now you have reached this level of maturity when you actually realize, I don't give a damn. What matters is who I come home to. That's what I'm hearing as well. Whether I'm happy, whether I'm fulfilled, whether I'm successful through the actual real values that now this collective you understand. Next one we have is difficult differences. This is number 12. That may be significant as well. Our differences drove us apart, and it angered me that you didn't understand where I was coming from. It still pains me when we can't come to an agreement, even if we love each other. Differences in opinions, ideas in love, differences in status, money, power, or culture. One is awakened while other is not. So maybe there was a lot of differences between you and your person, giving all, you know, that we have in here, and with that mentally materialistic as well. It's making me think that there were a lot of differences, and one of them would be finances, but not just finances, but also outlook on life, on values. So maybe this person saw finances in a very different way. Oh, it just came to my mind that maybe you thought that they think different way because they have the money. You know, like how people sometimes say, like, whenever people who are very materialistic, they meet someone who has a different view on money, they think, oh, you're just rich, or you just have money, that's why you have different view. You don't worry about money, you have duh, because you have it. But what they don't realize is that people who actually attract money are people who truly let go, right? And obviously there's always like the part of society that is very, very materialistic, solely focused on the money, and they get lost in that. But for most part, my universal truth is abundance is something that comes to us when we truly let go. What we need and what is relevant, this is what how I always explain abundance. It's having what you need to progress on your journey at a given moment of time. So when you truly believe that you have what you need, and that abundance, that money is just a byproduct of you living your purpose and fulfilling and giving away your gift and being a good person, it just naturally comes to you. So maybe that's something that this person believed and you didn't, and you had those differences, and you would get angry whenever they would not understand. Or maybe you even said to this person that I cannot offer you anything, that I'm no one, I'm poor, and I don't have anything, and it's not going to work out. And they would look at you like in a bizarre way and like, what are you talking about? Love is not about you paying my bills and you inviting me to dinners. And they would completely not understand what you were talking about, and that would get you mad and upset. It would make you feel even more unappreciated, even more. It would as ridiculous logically as it sounds, that kind of approach would make you feel even more unappreciated. It will lower your self-value and self-esteem even more. So maybe that was a thing in this connection. It's like this person would actually want to make you feel better and say that I don't care about money. Money is not something I care about. And you would take that because you were wounded, because you were trigger centered. You would take this as, they're trying to enhance even more that they have it and I don't, right? Does it make sense? Logically it doesn't, but that's what I'm hearing. And the last one in your first row is in separation. So you're definitely in separation. I'm taking a pause. I need to separate myself from you in order to work on my mind and my soul. This is only temporary, and I will eventually find my way back to you. Someone runs away. Insecurities and attachment issues begin to appear, causing a rift in a relationship. So we're doing your connection, right? This is your first role. So you would definitely be in separation. One of the biggest issues between the two of you would be difference in money, difference in economics, not just the money that you have, but your situation, how you view money, how you have your set of values in your mind. But this divine timing. So you would always believe that it's like, if it's meant to be, it will return. But I feel like this collective, maybe you've been watching my readings, or maybe you've got into that realization from a different angle. But it's what I always say, yes, divine timing, but divine timing doesn't mean that things will again fall on your lap miraculously. Divine timing means that certain things have to happen, and it's not actually about timing, it's about the change. Divine timing means that when the two people are ready, they can return to each other, but that return is orchestrated by divine masculine. So maybe you're now realizing that, and that's causing this anxiety. You've done enough work on yourself, you've changed enough, you're taking accountability, you're very aware of the issues that are there. What else? We have winter, December 22nd, February 6th, number 1898. Remember, we had the card of 3 months. So I think that winter would be significant for you. So this is where the last 3 months, most of your realizations. Fateful encounter, impossible to avoid, big impact on future, question your belief system, important life-altering event. The moment I laid eyes on you, I knew, I love this card, I can't explain how I feel, but I knew I was meant to find you. Beautiful card. So maybe this person is your angel. Maybe you see this person as your angel. Maybe looking back, you're realizing how much this person, without you knowing, was an inspiration to change your set of values, to heal. And again, we have questions about your belief system. So definitely this person would have shaken your belief system. It's like before meeting this person, you thought you knew what life is about. You thought you knew what you had to do, how you had to live your life. And it's like this person completely shook your belief system, which is what true soul ties really do. It's an eye-opening encounter. Denial of the connection. Number 34, maybe that's significant as well. That's on top of those differences. Too fast, too soon. There's another person involved, not ready for deep connection, wrong timing, commit, afraid of hurting you. So maybe maybe this is something you said to this person. Maybe you said, you're the right person, but it's not the right time. I cannot offer you anything. Maybe you were drowning in financial issues. Maybe every time you would see this person, is just coming to my mind. I feel like this would be your biggest trigger. In divine connection, there's a lot of triggers because we trigger each other's shadows, right? But I feel for you, the biggest one, the most painful one was the money. So maybe this person actually, like I said, they were in a divine masculine at the bottom of the deck. They were in a better situation financially. You couldn't offer them anything. You felt like less of a person, less of a man with this person because you couldn't offer them anything. And every time they would say it's not something that they care about, you would feel like they pity you. It came to my mind for a reason, but they completely shook your belief system. I think you were not prepared to meet this person. It was just too fast, too soon, too deep. And I keep looking at this. So maybe you actually, like I said, you said to this person, you're the right person, but not the right time. I'm not ready for this. I do not want this. I cannot offer you anything. It's like you were denying the connection. Let's do a few more. And then we're going to do guidance. Visionary, feeling hopeful, empowered, thinking positively, moving forward, beginning to think or planning the future. Number 36. It's actually beautiful. Time is ticking. I think this collective, you're being pushed, right? You've done enough work on yourself and you're being pushed. You're being pushed to take action. You're being pushed to end this separation. Maybe you're feeling this pressure. Maybe this is what causing this nervousness. Maybe you still think that you're not. And I've done a video about this a while ago and it just came to my mind. So it must be for a reason that maybe you think that you're supposed to be perfect. Again, your mind is going back to this shadow. Maybe again you're thinking, I still don't have enough. I'm still not accomplished enough. But it never was about your money. It never was about your status. It was about your soul. It was about your shadows. It was about your dedication. It's like it's a huge thing for this collective. This person never cared about the money, about the differences. Let's do a few more. I want to do a few more to get more details. What's going on in this connection? What else is relevant? Because then we're going to do guidance. And I really want to make sure this collective knows that this is your collective. Give me 4 more. Okay, we have false flame. And this is the divine timing. Causes emotional distress, creates, creates conflicts. You are unsure of their feelings towards you. To give you more, you give more than you do. And then we have, you may think you found the one, but they would cause so much stress. Maybe that's the thing. You know, whenever I pull this card, because the other day we pulled this card, right? And I was really thinking that I am being so clear, so clear. What am I trying to transmute and to say to you guys in a collective? But then I looked through the comments by the end of the day. People really hear what they want to hear, okay? This is divine love. This collective is true divine love. But this is the doubt that was seated in you. Maybe things were not happening. Maybe this person would trigger you so much that you would have doubts. Maybe this is not really it, right? How could this be if they trigger me so much? But I always talk about this divine love, what we trigger, and this is our soul contract, this is what we agree to do. What we trigger is what needs to be triggered to trigger growth. So if you look back, look at all your evolution, this collective, how you've changed, how you've realized certain things. It's this person, and you are same for them. It's because of you, however you see them grew in their life, because masculines always, you watch us feminines, right? So however you see this person grew, evolved, change, it's because of you, whether you want it accepted or not. And it's because of you triggering them, you appearing in their life, you awakening them to each other. You change each other's belief system. You change how you look at life. You help each other grow. I don't think this, you know what I'm hearing actually? I don't think this collective, you would think that and you would have the doubt, but it's on top of that divine timing and that winter. I think that those last 3 months would be really very strong moment of you contemplating on the past. So maybe you're thinking to yourself that how much time was actually lost because I didn't believe in this connection. I feel you actually do right now. It's just you feel guilt. I'm hearing guilt. How could I not, maybe it's been a really long time. Cycles. Maybe you've been on a lot of cycles with this person. Maybe you haven't spoke to this person for many, many seasons. And now, because this is it. Because of each other, we grew so much. We have to come back to each other. It's all those differences were just triggers that were meant to happen. Cycles number 42. Maybe you're also thinking and reminiscing on how, I always say this, sometimes we have to repeat the cycle, right? So it's pointless to look back and think, this time was wasted. This time was not wasted. I'm hearing for this collective like a wasted time. So maybe you look back and you think that now from your perspective, how you grew, you're sitting in a King of Pentacles energy, right? So how you grew, how you change. Maybe you're thinking that you've lost a lot of time, but look how you grew. Look who you are. This time was not lost. This time was necessary to become the person you were supposed to be. Glutinous gossip, number 16. Unable to control and has an overwhelming need to share false, all misleading information, overindulging, overconsumption of personal narratives that may or may not be true. It just came to my mind. That's why I got blocked, because they were showing me like this gossip from both ends. So maybe, yes, you were hearing and listening to opinions of others, and you were caring more about opinions of others than what you wanted in life and the feelings of this person. But I'm also sensing that you were the one to steer the pot a little bit. Because that's on top of those differences, denial of a connection, right? So maybe you're also going back and reminiscing about the moments when you actually said to your friends, I don't want anything to do with this person, that we're just too different. This person has like this ridiculous nonsense view on life. We're really nothing. Maybe they asked you about this person a few times. Maybe you actually even introduced your person to your friends, and then they would ask about this person. You were like, no, it's just nothing. It's just physical. It's just like romance. So you would deny and create your own narrative. I'm hearing create your own narratives to make yourself look good. So maybe that's also something that you're thinking about now, and you're taking accountability for that. I rest my case. I rest my case. So just to recap this real quick for you, all right? Because it's important. I think this collective, you've been on many cycles with this person. you would want to mend your relationship. You would now sit in this energy. I know this is my person. I know this is the other half of my soul. I know everything happened for a reason. I know we've been in many cycles, and you still would have that moment of like, oh my God, the time was wasted. But in reality, you know it was not wasted, because as you go through those memories from the past, they're making you realize how much you grew, how different person you are. And it's because of this person, because they shook your system of values, because they made you rethink how you were living life, because they took you out of the matrix. They took you off the automated pilot of just doing things because without you knowing, the society and people and friends and everyone told you that you were supposed to do these things. Now you know what's important in life, but you have this moment of realization that it's about this divine timing. This collective that you, all those cycles, all those years you thought that if this is really my person, source will bring us back together in a serendipitous moment, just as we met, right, at a random day in a random bar, in a random restaurant, a random party, however it happened. But no, I've been saying this to all my collectives all the time. That's not what divine timing means. Divine timing is timing that is needed for two divines to rise into their divine power, divine feminine, divine masculine, to be their most authentic self, to conquer the shadows, to strip the layers of traumas and of blockages, to become their best selves. And that's when they're ready. But when they're ready, the masculine comes back. The masculine takes action. The masculine takes accountability. And that is the biggest theme for this collective. You've realized that. You've realized that. And it's causing you nervousness. You know this is your person. You know it has to happen. You understand how it's like this is this analysis. You understand that everything that this person said to you, it was part of your soul contract, because it made you change without you knowing how you view yourself, how you view life. You know your value now, this collective. You still have some doubt because there's a residue, what you used to think of life and system of values and masculinity. But in your heart, you know. All right. Let's do guidance. I think this collective, you actually feel bad that you didn't acknowledge that you were in this. I feel that the worst, you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing that this collective, you are a romantic person, that you are a person that always wanted love. It's the armor that was making you believe that love is not the most important thing in life. But you're very romantic, this masculine. You would always want happy ending with this person. And I think what's bugging you now is that you would deny this connection for so long. It's like what we have is what people search for their whole lifetimes. And I had it. And I was wasting time. But everything happens for a reason. No time is wasted if it's dedicated, whether you know it or not, on self-growth. It had to happen. It was part of your soul contract, so it's okay. All right, what's coming for this collective? Let's pull a few of these, and then we're going to do tarot. What's coming for this collective? What is it that we need to know? Don't let your past hold you back. That's the first one. The second one, nothing will come out of this situation. I think you're still, they keep showing me what I was telling you, like those two ropes, right? You still look back, you still think about the past, and they're showing you the past for a reason. You have to like this past. You have to accept it as a part of your love story. You're very close to achieving your goal. There's just something in your mindset that needs to change. There's this little flip of a switch that we still need. We have to. You are good enough. Oh my God, you are good enough. This is the issue for this collective. You never thought you were good enough. But you are, and you know this now. It's like you know Divines are equals, and I always say this, have faith in your dreams. I feel you just need a little oomph. You just need a little encouragement. So let's do that. What's coming in the next 2 weeks? 222 on a timer. What's coming in the next 2 weeks? Show us the shadows. Show us the guidance. What is it that this masculine needs to do? What is it that you're guiding them to do? Ace of Pentacles. I'm hearing some specific things, but let's do a few more. Let's do 405. They really want to, Three of Swords, they really want you to think about everything in a positive way. That's what I'm hearing. It's like you still go back. Maybe you think about moments when you broke the Emperor. You broke this person's heart, and they broke yours, and you have been sitting in this energy for a very long time. 10 of Pentacles. But you have to see the positive in this story. You have to be able, before you return to this person, you have to be able, Queen of Swords. This is your first row. This is guidance, right? We have two most abundant cards in the deck. Ace of Pentacles and 10 of Pentacles. This is the greatest gift of life, the biggest gift of life, but it also takes a lot of time to ground, right? To come into fruition. Good things come to those who wait. Whether we know it or not, we always have to put an effort to have highest, most abundant timeline. Sometimes it's not directly how human brain understands effort, but because oftentimes it happens through self-work, and you've been doing this self-work, right? So everything that happened had to happen, and they wanting you to know that you really have to see it in a positive way, right? So one day you will be able to sit with your person and tell your story to others, or talk about each other. Remember when I ghosted you? Remember when I didn't respond to your messages? Remember when I called you this and that, and I went back to my karmic? It's part of your story. It had to happen. You as a masculine, you had your karmic debts to pay. You had your karmic patterns to break. You had your lessons to learn. You're feminine as well. That quest that you embark on individually in separation, it has to happen. And we agree to this as divines, because we are each other's biggest mirror. Without each other, we wouldn't see, because those little things that we have to course correct, you magnify to us 1,000,000 times. And that's how it works. That's how it's supposed to work. So you have to look at those things as, well, I'm not saying that you should return to this person and be like, remember, right? It's not yet the time. Yes, you have to take accountability. Yes, you have to acknowledge the damage that was caused and the pain that was caused on both ends. Conversations need to happen. But you have to detach from, it's like acknowledge that this is what I did, right? This is the pain that I caused, but it's not the person that I am anymore. Because of that. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting in this energy now. I'm sitting in my divine masculine energy. I feel that, with that Queen of Swords, I think you still fear that your person might not perhaps be receptive, because you don't know. But a part of the journey is not knowing, right? Is not knowing what's going to happen. It's not knowing what's behind the corner. You have to make sure that when you approach this with fully healed heart and a full belief that this is your timeline and that this can happen for the two of you. Everything. Highest, most abundant timeline. Union, abundant lifetime, fulfilling your purpose. You truly have to believe that. And we had those collected few times when it's like, you know, you're going to return and there's still going to be tests. There are always tests. I always talk about this. That's why you strongly have to sit, King of Wands. They wanting you to be in this very masculine energy on a passionate side, on a side I believe in energy, that visionary, you know, hold your vision, hold your course. King of Swords. I'm not particularly liking this because we have Queen of Swords and we have King of Swords. Those are divines in separation. We're doing next 2 weeks. Too many. The Moon. I think there are still some shadows they wanting you to close out. They wanting you to conquer. Healing. Temperance. Balancing out. And we have the Tower. We have the Tower and we have that King of Pentacles that we have opened in this energy and we've ended with this energy. I think that there might be still some Towers in the next weeks. Showing you the direction. This is an extremely long reading, but it's needed. It's important. We're doing the next 2 weeks, right? We still have divines in separation. We have King of Swords and Queen of Swords. There is an incoming Tower to really ground you in this energy, I'm sensing. You've been really working hard on you being that King of Pentacles, really working hard on grounding this energy of self-worth, of self-value, understanding what true divine masculine is. What does it mean to be the protector? What does it mean to be the provider? Setting your values straight, that it's not about money, it's not about cars, items, luxurious lifestyle. It's about the man you are, because the true divine masculine, it's not through money and your status that you provide this stability and security. It's the values that you make your woman to feel safe, to feel comfortable. She doesn't have to worry. She doesn't have to worry that you're going to leave, that you're going to cheat on her, that you're going to get lost in the world of materialism. She trusts you. She trusts your leadership. She trusts your guidance. And it's like, you understand that now. You understand what are the true values of true divine masculines, but there is still this fear and this doubt in you. So I feel like something will happen. They will test that. They will really want to help you to ground it and focus on all the memories, because remember what I said, Source is putting memories within you from your past, what happened, right? What caused this broken heart, how you broke the heart of your person and how they broke yours. And they really wanting to show to you that this is a closed chapter, that this is not something that would happen again, that this is something that your past version did, but now you understand why he did that, and now you understand you would never do this again, and now you understand that it had to happen. They really, whatever will happen in the next 2 weeks, they really wanting to ground your masculine energy, to put you in that true belief. I've worked for who I am. I am who I am. I will never go back. I really see this happening. They really want you to connect. I feel you're like one step. They're showing me it's like you're reaching, right, for your highest, most aligned timeline. You need to grab it. They wanting you to connect to your highest, most aligned timeline. Does it mean that you're going to get this from one day to another? No, right? But this is what happens when we connect to our highest, most aligned timeline. We trust, we believe. We have to have full trust and belief that this is it. This is where I'm going. And then you jump on that train. They truly wanting you to connect to your highest timeline. Believe that this is my person, this is going to happen, nothing can stop us. Success is inevitable. I want to do a few more. What's with that tower? What's with that tower? Six of Cups. Wheel of Fortune. Something from your past that you still need to close. Too many. One more. I want one more. Hierophant! Oh my god. And again, I have Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck. We have the Emperor and we have the Hierophant. You're already sitting in this energy. They just want you to elevate. They want to ground this energy. I think they're going to show you something. I feel there's still something in your past. I'm hearing that is making you feel like a little boy. There's still something that you haven't fully wrapped your newly masculine energy around that event. I feel the next 2 weeks is going to be a bit of a journey towards the past. Not just the past, what happened with your person, but the past of your life. And this realization how everything, it's just when that penny drops, you know, and you look back and you realize this was so destined. This was so divinely orchestrated. This was so guided. It's like this love was written in the stars. We were meant to be together and have this highest, most aligned timeline from the moment I was born. Maybe some things, maybe someone will say something to you, like you're one of your parents or like caregivers, something that they've never told you before. It's like, you know, I was planning on this for you and that for you, and it will somehow link you to your person and to your path to your person. It's like you will realize that the destiny was planning this from the day we were born, which is truly beautiful. I think for this collective, those are just like last bits and pieces, because it's like they're showing me like energetically you're in the room, but your body is not there yet, right? So your mindset, your divine mindset is already there, but you need to catch up on certain things. You really need to make peace with the past. You really need to that belief, whatever will happen, they want to ground this belief in you. I am the divine masculine. This is my divine feminine. This was a journey from the very beginning. Everything happened for a reason, because they want you to firmly connect to that highest, most aligned timeline when you are that Hierophant. To connect to that, because there's still there's always challenges, right? I always say this, it's not like the journey doesn't end. You just start another chapter, right? When the separation ends, you come back together to each other. You break the separation, you break the no contact, right? And you gradually build your way back to each other. Once you're in union, it's a beautiful, happy ending of a chapter, but it's just a chapter. You're going to have more chapters, more challenges. You're going to embark on more journeys together and separately. So you really have to, the separation is needed, because it really gives us that deep healing, and it grounds that divine energy that we need to embody to fulfill our purpose. You have beautiful cards here. You need to believe, I'm also hearing you need to believe that you can work together, the two of you. I was thinking about grabbing one more deck, but no, it's been a horribly long reading. There is a tower in the next 2 weeks, but you have to think just about that. Everything that happens is neutral. You have to take it as a positive thing. You have to accept it. Okay? This is a preparation. This is a dry run. This is a test. I got this. And you'll be absolutely good. Because those are beautiful cards. There's certain things that will be illuminated to you that will kind of make sense, like I said. That will ground that healing, that will ground that journey, that will really help you to like sit in this energy. Yes. Yes. That has been the plan all along since the day I was born. Beautiful energy. I wish you an amazing weekend. And I'll see you tomorrow for Masculine Monday.